Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Bob DiMaria. Today, what I'd like to talk to you about is female hormones. And I want you to know I've learned so much in my life about female hormones. I met my wife, Debbie, when we were 15 years old. We've been married since 1976. So, whenever you're watching this, you can do the math. The reason I bring that up is that I met her at 15. We're both over 7 years old right now. And historically, as I went through every layer of my wife's life, I learned a lot. When we first got married at 21 years old, she went on the pill for 6 years. And after that time, we had our son, Dominic. And then 2 years later or so, she went off the pill after she had Dominic. We had our second son, which is Anthony. She was about 30 years old. She got dysplasia on her cervix. And that literally changed our life because at that point they wanted to start doing snipping and cutting. And the Dr. Bob that you know today was a different Dr. Bob nearly 40 years ago because we really did not work with functional healthcare. So I've been doing functional healthcare now for a long time. And so we made appropriate and necessary changes. Her dysplasia went away. So if any of you ladies right now have been on the pill and you have dysplasia, one of the things I could suggest you first, obviously you want to have a consultation with me, but you may consider some folate because I know that the birth control pill depletes the body and it really throws the hormones off. I'd encourage all of you to minimize using the birth control pill if you can. But let's just talk about some real basics. So at our Florida office, as well as the Drugless doctors in Ohio, we do breast thermography. And we've been doing breast thermography now for many, many years. And I want to talk about this because no breast tool is perfect. Every one of them have weaknesses. Breast thermography is a very easy way, non-aggressive, no radiation, no touching, no poking, to get an evaluation of what's going on in your body. We use an infrared thermographic camera and we look at patterns. So when you go to find someone, and you could find someone in your area that does breast thermography, you want to have a baseline. And then 3 months later, you want your first set done, and 3 months later, you do another set of thermographic pictures. So you're going to come up with a pattern. What's unique about what we do with the drugless doctors, because I wrote Dr. Bob's Drugless Guide to Balancing Female Hormones, and I've been married since 1976, we have learned a lot about breast health. So one of the more common areas that we see is we'll see breast cyst patterns on the thermography pictures. We encourage our female patients to use clear liquid iodine on their breast. Oftentimes you can have breast cysts for a lot of reasons. Lack of iodine, you may be consuming too much caffeine. And it's not just coffee anymore. Caffeine is like in everywhere. Another common challenge that we see with it when my wife Debbie does it down here, is we take 5 pictures, we'll see armpit congestion. See, your breast drain into your armpits, which drain into your liver. And the reason I'm bringing that up is that breast health has a lot to do with liver health. If your liver is not clearing estrogen, you're going to have tender breasts and a heavy menstrual flow. On the thermography, it might literally look red because you have too much estrogen. Sometimes what I don't understand with ladies when they're 70 plus years old and they're having hormone replacement pellets put into their body, there's other things that you can do to help normalize hormones for females, but putting these chemicals in your body, when I see a 65 or 7-year-old lady have red breasts, that's too much estrogen. Also with an IUD, I have a patient that has an IUD that has estrogen in it. They have very hot red breasts. It means it's too much estrogen. So if you have tender breasts and heavy menses, we need to work on clearing your liver. Your liver is an important organ to clear the extra estrogen. If you are married, if you have a male partner and he has little red bumps on his body, they're called cherry hemangiomas. It's a sign that the liver is compromised. I'm going to just briefly touch about the gallbladder. The gallbladder is a part of this whole liver gallbladder mechanism. The liver creates bile. Bile is in a reservoir called the gallbladder. Now, our average female patients between 37 and 43 years old, they usually have had the gallbladder out. They have tender breasts, heavy menses. They're on an antidepressant. They've had 2 kids, and they want to do something to them called ablation. That is our average female patient. Gallbladder's out, on antidepressant, want to do ablation, tender breasts, heavy menses, and even this antidepressant. There's so much that we can do to help reverse that. I don't care where you're at, anywhere in the world right now, because we see people primarily from the United States. We can help you reverse that. Of course, you always want to work with your primary provider or your prescribing physician. The liver is a very, very important organ. What I'm holding right now is the uterus, the vagina, and ovaries. Now, what I want you to see here on this particular one, this ovary has cysts on it. Now, in my book, Dr. Bob's Drugless Guide to Balancing Female Hormones, we talk about the thyroid gland, we talk about the steroid tree with cholesterol becomes pregnenolone, and eventually it becomes cortisone, depending on the chart that you're looking at. If somebody has a lot of stress, am I talking to you, or you're eating too much sugar, you're going to use up all your natural cortisone. So when that happens, your body's going to use up progesterone. So progesterone actually can come from your ovaries. So what we recommend to our female patients is to apply clear liquid iodine to their breasts, but also clear liquid iodine to their ovaries. So what I have learned is that the thyroid, the ovaries, the breast in female, and the prostate in the man needs iodine. That's so, so important. You may consider a urine iodine loading test. We have that on our website. You may consider having a thyroid panel. But if you have a history of any kind of fibroid on your uterus, it usually tells me that your body has too much estrogen in it. And that's really, really significant. So what I want to talk to you about is the liver. Okay, so the blood flows up through your liver on the way to the heart. If your liver is compromised, you could have varicose veins, spider veins, hemorrhoids. Now, if you have hemorrhoids, and I've had patients have their hemorrhoids taken out, they'll come back. So a hemorrhoid is a vein. When the blood is flowing up and hitting hard against that liver, what's going to happen is that rectal vein down there is going to expand, and we need to work on cleaning up your liver. We use a couple very specific protocols for hemorrhoids, but I want you to know that it's definitely something that's doable and helpable. So there's so many different types of hormones. I want to talk to you briefly about the adrenal gland, because the adrenal gland has a lot of chemicals in it, and it also makes estrogen, it makes progesterone, it makes testosterone. Those are all hormones. How do you know if your adrenal glands are functioning optimally or not? It's pretty simple. Buy an electronic blood pressure cuff. Take your blood pressure sitting and then stand up. If your blood pressure drops from a sit to a stand position, that usually means you have adrenal fatigue. That means you probably often crave salty items. You get dizzy quite easy. If you have a mark on your arm, you might even have hives. Your back could go out easy. Bright light could bother your eyes. So those are important body signals. Let me repeat them. Bright light bothers your eyes. Dizzy from a sit to a stand position. Your low back could go out easy. You have hormonal imbalance. You don't have any energy itself. Most of the time, individuals that have a weak adrenal gland, or what we call adrenal fatigue, you're underneath a lot of stress. You're consuming too much sugar. If your adrenal glands are tired, chances are your thyroid gland is tired. Your thyroid gland and your adrenal and your brain all work together. So it's what we call an axis. They're like one big loop. So your brain secretes hormones to tell your adrenal glands and your thyroid what to do. Let's talk briefly about the thyroid gland. And I've talked about this in past programs. The thyroid gland is the gas pedal to your body. If your thyroid gland is tired for whatever reason, so let me take a side trail here. The adrenal glands need tyrosine Tyrosine makes adrenal hormone. Tyrosine and iodine make thyroid hormone. Most people who have a low thyroid and have depression also have adrenal exhaustion. So it's just one big loop. And what we need to do is we need to address all of them, because oftentimes the thyroid gland is not upset just by itself. It has everything else it has to work with. Cold hands, cold feet, thinning hair, wide spaced teeth, constipation, elevated cholesterol are all body signals of a low thyroid. Talk to your healthcare provider. Contact me. We have tests on our website. You want at least a TSH, a T3, a T4. Those are just numbers, but you don't want just the TSH alone. If you're on levothyroxine or Synthroid, I'm not saying those are bad medications, but they're not getting to the root cause of what's going on. The body is a huge puzzle, and I've been practicing since 1978, and we're really good at figuring out the puzzle pieces. But I want you to know something. Stress. The stress today is overwhelming. I was just having a conversation with my family that back in the day, we did not have cell phones. We did not have computers. We were watching home videos. We had so much more time. And I think today people don't take time to slow down. You need to slow down. You need to take a break. So let me give you some tips of things that you should consider doing. I want you to start exercising at least an hour every day. There's 24 hours in a day. I think too many of you waste too much time on computers and on your phones. You want to carve out some time. Get the exercise that you like to do. Now, I don't want anybody to get upset with me, but golfing is not exercise. I see people, they hit that ball and they get in their cart and they ride around. I would really, and I know that pickleball is a real big social experiment today. I have too many people get hurt with pickleball. Try to find something that you're not going to get hurt with. You can say, well, Dr. Bob, anybody's going to get hurt with anything. Then go for a walk. Don't overdo the weightlifting. You just want to do some kind of activity and do some weightlifting, and you want to get those muscles in your body strong. You want to wake up in the morning hungry. Do not start your day off with a breakfast cereal. Try to get some protein in your body. Maybe even consider, if you eat animal protein, organic chicken sausage for breakfast. You can have avocado. You can have any kind of protein. I eat a lot of vegetables in the morning throughout my day. I have a box that has carrot in it, celery, red, yellow, orange, bell pepper, radishes, cauliflower, some tomatoes, and I munch on that. You can munch on that with some hummus. So you really want to have not processed food. For lunch, my wife Debbie and I have a salad every day with some kind of animal protein, and at night, most of the time, we have roasted vegetables with, once again, protein. I try to drink as much water as I can during the day. I ride my bike every day between 10 and 20 miles, just depending on the amount of time that I have, but I want you to be exercising and getting involved. Watch less television, take more time to relax. And when you're driving in the car, you don't have to be listening to music or anything. Just give your brains a rest. So let me bring this wagon train home from you. Hormones are not hard. Minimize the amount of stress. Make sure you're doing some exercise, whatever you like to do. Try to eat as much whole food as you can. Stay away from franchise restaurant. Drink water from a pure source. If you have any questions, you don't know what to do, you could make a personal consultation with me. Our goal is for you to have optimal health without medications and live life that you want to have passionately. I'm Dr. Bob DeMaria.